Hey Queen, that's me on the TV. I was watching an old YouTube video of mine. Um, I was gonna show you, but it's not. My phone's just doing nothing right now. Um, okay. The one that's you won't care about me until the world tells you to. And it's just, I'm reflecting on the changes and the change that has taken place within me over like rapidly over the past month. I mean, and of course, it's always this way when we talk about change. It's like, well, when did it really begin? When did the change, the transformation begin? Because I could link it to every other change. So you could say it was always happening and always beginning. But I could also tell you like there are some very distinct changes that have occurred within me recently. So I'm watching this video and it's bringing me back to that time because this one is from about a year ago. It's about around the time I started serving at work, and just the way she's reflecting on her life, she's like very joyful and social and outgoing, and she's like, my connections with people are so deep and so meaningful. And that is truly like how I felt and experienced for a long time, especially like after I had my Texas road trip, which we're coming up on. That was about 2 years ago. It was 2 summers ago. And that was profound to me, that I was just like going places and meeting strangers and like just having these profound experiences of connection with strangers, like real connection that a lot of people, and I was this kind of person, and people would tell me like, I don't really trust anybody that has a big circle because you can't be close to that many people, and you can't, have this, and you can't trust people like that. And it's like I just felt like I was direct proof of direct opposition to that, because I was like, no, but I do. I have a massive, like, I just can connect deeply with people, and I do, and my relationships are exceptionally meaningful to me. And now we enter who I am being right now, and especially the changes that have occurred the past 4 months or so, and especially this past month, where I have really entered my solitude, and which, not for the first time, but for the first time in a new way. Because I was always like, while I was this social being, I was equally this person that loved her solitude. I mean, I've always been that. But I felt like I had that best of both worlds at the time, like when that video was filmed, and like just, from through Texas and into like last year, I would say. So, about 6 months before moving to Colorado, and then into Colorado, and it's just like anywhere I go, it's just these meaningful connections, and I'm fostering such friendships, and I'm almost overwhelmed by the breadth of my social sphere, because I'm just do. And I saw Eva tonight, and we're having this conversation about how she is such a social center, and like I see it, and I know, she knows it. And it was making me realize like, wow, I used to also resonate with that, and I don't right now in my life. I've been different. I have, like, it's truly, like, it's not something I set out to do, but it feels like something that was required of me at this particular point on my path, where I have had to just get so much more intentional about my energy and where and who I spend it with. And it's not to say that like the prior way I was living is like, no, that is a way. And like when you're in that kind of a state, you're in that kind of a state. And I imagine I'll enter that kind of a state again in the future. But right now, what's happening is like the opposite of that. It's like I've had to shave away and like really look with a more intense, not criticism, but discernment on my relationships, and on like the patterns I'm engaging with and just the people I'm entertaining, like, and ask myself, like, are they serving this next version of me? And I have cut people out of my life. I've cut a lot out of my life, and I've altered the way I engage with people. I'm not so immediately open anymore, at least right now. I'm not. Like, I'm not. I am actually, I think I've entered a very restrictive, like almost like isolation pod, and I'm like kind of slowly venturing back out now that I've like had my recalibration. But yeah, I've been very like guarded and discerning of who's entering my sphere, who is receiving my attention, and just seeing, like, it's so interesting what this shift has been, and the timing of it, and where I know that I'm headed next. It makes a lot of sense that this is what is required of me right now. It makes a lot of sense that I had to start seeing. And it's not that I wasn't seeing my value before, but it's just like I'm seeing my value at a whole new level of like, oh, it's not just like the value, and like I know my value and I share it. It's like, it's divine. I recognize my sovereignty, what I believe, what I'm creating, what I'm offering, what I am. I recognize what we are of, and it is sacred. And anything that spits on that sanctity, gone. You can't even get close enough to spit on it. That's what's happening now. Like, the levels of discernment have just gone up, like through the fucking roof. It's like, if you, even within your energetic field, I sense the potential for you to spit on my sanctity, you're not getting close. I won't even give you the opportunity. It's almost like, rather than engaging with people and like letting them teach you like who they are by your experience with them, it's like I am discerning beforehand, like that's what I'm capable of doing. And I there is no part of me that needs, like, I'm strong enough within. I don't need anything that isn't for me. Like, I don't need it unless it's going to honor, respect, and cherish as I honor, respect, and cherish. Because that's the way I operate. And I didn't realize just how much of a rarity that was, and that I was, the being that I'm being. I didn't realize how much of a rarity it was. So my energy has become much more exclusive as a result of this. It's like, come correct or don't come at all. You're not getting in unless you've come correct. And you don't need to do any of the flashy bullshit spectacle to suggest to me whether you're correct. I will know, because I just know, because that's the level of discernment and intuition that I have. Nothing you do, like, you cannot do the mask with me. I'm going to see through it. And this is not to say that like there's people all around with malicious intent. That's like much fewer actually do I engage, like, encounter people that I'm like, they have like malice towards me. Like, that's rare. Honestly, what it is that most people don't know themselves. Okay, they are not navigating consciousness with intention, with integrity. They have not met themselves deeply. And by themselves, I mean themselves, and I mean the truth of what we are, connected to each other and connected to all that is. We are the same stuff. We are God. They have not met themselves there. They do not understand the intention and the meaning that I operate with. So because of that lack of they lack integrity, they are viable to just by the nature of their being. It's not like some sort of intentional malice, but they are viable to spit on the sanctity of our beingness in a way that I don't want anything to do with. They are viable to either take from me or muddle my, get in and confuse me. Like they are these types of energies. It's not malicious, as I'm saying, but it's because of their own confusion, because of their own lack of knowing themselves. By me associating with them, I can take that energy on, and I am not doing that anymore. Like there's nothing. I can discern from an immediate energetic read if somebody's energy, like how close somebody can get, basically. And from there, I make my decisions about how close they can get. And it does not matter like how wonderful a person is. If I detect some sort of like energetic shitstorm within them, they're not getting close to me because I'm protecting what I've made and what I'm making and what I am. Mic drop. There is no perfection in this. Clearly. There's no perfection in this game. But there is the choice of inside and outside. Within the oneness of all that is. Within the oneness that is, we are all one. Within that, we are also individual. And within that individual is a oneness as well. That's the amazing duality, the game of duality that we're playing. It's fantastic, and it's beyond most people's comprehension. There is oneness, all-consuming oneness, the source, the truth of what we are. And then there is our individual experiences that we're having where we're seemingly separate, right? So this is where you hold both truths of I am everyone else and I am not everyone else. I am all that is and I am Isabella. And then within that, the magic of okay, oneness, all that is, and then separate into individuals. Within the separate individual is oneness. Okay, so I can occupy a state of oneness within my individual vessel that is separate from the oneness that is over there. Now, this is all functioning within the greater oneness, which we are all of. But we get to play this game. Like, this is what we are offered by the third dimension, by boundary, by limitation. I can then decide what's inside my oneness and what's outside. All of it, of course, in understanding always the truth, the root, I am all that is. I'm not suggesting that shadow over there I have nothing to do with and I'm not that. Yes, I am, and under the scope of the truth of all that I am, all that is. I am not projecting, I am integrating, I am transmuting the darkness into light. Because that is my choice within the oneness that I get to occupy as Isabella. Is it making sense? Oh, it's so wonderful after you've entered like the desert state and had to go into the confusion, and then when you're starting to come out of it and like collect your pieces together in a way that is coherent and you can articulate in this beautiful, delicate but passionate manner. It's like I live for revelation. And so I think on some higher like level beyond my conscious awareness, I create experiences for myself in which I can experience revelation. So I have the confusion and the not knowing, and then the slow reveal and the slow integration of clarity. And I love the experience of it. But what I'm saying is, in this game of inside outside, I'm getting more ruthless. I'm getting more cutthroat with what's inside my inside. Because I had to go through this whole, like on the spiritual awakening, when you awaken to the oneness. And also maybe this has to do with my particular subjectivity and my like my particular set of, I don't know, we could say like the spiritual DNA, the components that make up the blueprint of like my spiritual blueprint mission on this planet and in this life as Isabella. Due to those, maybe this is why the awakening was like this for me, but how it was like, okay, you awaken to oneness, and suddenly it's like everything, you're like, okay, everything is you. So you're taking everything in. Every terrible thing that happens, every terrible thing you witness, I mean, every good thing as well. It's like both things. Everything you witness, you have to reckon with it being your own creation, basically. And that is a lot. You want to talk being like put through the fire and coming out clean. Everything is you, so you cannot separate. So it can be confusing at times, and you can lose yourself in it. But I feel like that's necessary, honestly, as a part of the experience. But it can be very confusing because you're taking things on that like aren't, you have to be able to like not fault yourself, but also be accountable. And like, I guess it led me to being very confused about where do the lines of myself and my being end and another begin. And for a while, I couldn't exactly draw the lines. I didn't know where they were because I just felt like, okay, like, yes, oneness. I understand there is no separation. When I hurt another, I hurt myself. When I give to another, I give to myself. We're all connected. I understand when I witness something out there, and when I cast a judgment, it's actually something within me that needs looking at, and I'm not to project, I'm to take in, and I'm to transmute the darkness and the shadow into the light, and I'm to look at everything within, and I am to heal, and I am to transmute, I am to cast light upon it, I am to shy away from nothing, I am to fear nothing, I am to face everything, I am to cast out shame and encourage others to cast out shame, and I am to share this wisdom, and I am to share this with the world because we're all connected, and if one is suffering, we're all suffering, and I want peace and bliss and happiness and fulfillment for all. And that was my initiation, a 3-year-long initiation into the like spiritual journey, into my mission, into my purpose, right? You want to talk fucking intense. You have no idea. And nobody knows it too. Like, nobody sees it on you. This is just what you're experiencing within. All the while, you're being this bubbly, happy, joyful thing that everyone's like, oh, so she's a naive, stupid bitch. Yeah. Sorry, I can't get resentful or cynical. Come on now, Isabella. Come on, we're moving out of that. But you're misperceived, and people are projecting onto you, and people are judging you, and it's like just this shitstorm of like, where are the lines between me and another? And I kept asking that, I kept praying that, and there'd be like periods of time where I had some boundaries, and then it would be like, those got to go out the window, and we go through the fire again, and then we build some new boundaries up again, and we're like developing an ego. Fire, got to go through, throw all of that out again, and get rid of everything. And it was just like this continual, rapid transformation. And in that questioning, I was able to really give to people, okay? However, I gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, and was on this kind of perpetual depletion. There was never anything left for myself. But all the while, I was slowly developing what I now feel like is sort of taking over and taking precedence over the giving necessarily. I mean, I guess on the surface, but in the larger sense, what I'm doing now is ultimately more giving than it is if I were to just give endlessly. For me to actually be grounded enough to hold my energy within the inside of my vessel, my oneness, which it's not so physical as like as if things are actually happening inside. It's like the body is in the soul. The soul's not in the body, but that's another conversation. But when I say inside, I'm referring to like the being that I'm being, like who I like have discernible control. It's not the best word. Discernible control over Isabella, her meaning, her purpose, her intention, her mission, her incarnation, all that she is being, all that she will be, all that she is creating, all that she will create. That's what I mean by inside. So now that I've burned through all this, and I've taken it all in and on, and I've transmuted it all, now I'm drawing very clear lines, very clear boundaries about what is inside and what is outside. For a while it was just like, I'm everything and we're all everything and there's no separation, and so I am to give and give and give and give and give, and we can just like zip right past any boundary, and I can just see to the soul, and it's a soul to soul connect. And now it's different. Now it's like, okay, I have a responsibility to this one. Let's put something on.
It is not lost.
The TV, so there's light. Now it is like the greater understanding that I have about this larger oneness and then the individual oneness. Excuse me, release. I'm actually better able to navigate the 3D reality. I'm better able to perform her mission, because I'm not trying to perform the mission of all that is. Like that's there's nothing, I don't need to be meddling in that. Like that's doing on it. That's already I mean, that's the thing that's animating all. It's really, if you want to get down to it, all that is animating me, and all I am is the awareness of what's happening. I'm not actually doing everything, but I get to have the experience of doing everything, and that's what the individual experience is. Like that's what we're doing. But who I have been lately is simply different than who I was being before. And I imagine, yes, that's what I will be doing my whole life. But it does feel as though something stable is happening, is taking shape right now. And I think as it takes shape, it has almost made like the instability of my past so apparent to me that I'm like, how the fuck did she do that? How did she navigate whatever the fuck that like 3-4 year long transformation? How the hell did she do it? Because it's chaotic. It was chaotic. It was like truly there's nowhere to land, because there is no clear, we're not experiencing as if there's a clear boundary between me and anything else. Although I'm being perceived and to all, discernible renderings in the physical reality, I'm being perceived as separate, as individual, as just Isabella, but really I'm experiencing as like this sort of like, I don't even know, like giant, like angelic, fiery, transmute, and just everything, and like there's no separation, and I'm not, I don't know how she did it. And now it's like, okay, no, so actually now Isabella, that's my oneness within the larger oneness, of course, but as I become one within her, as I have purified the subconscious mind, which is purifying the heart, And I have released old programming, and I have inputted programming that are in alignment with her mission. I am creating a oneness within this individual vessel, which can only contribute to collective oneness, which is actually the less I give of my energy, and the more discerning I am, and the more I give it to myself and create this sort of continual, endless like feedback loop of my own energy, the more I can actually do for the collective than if I were just giving here and giving here and giving here and like all of these leaks. Because now I can do what I came here to do. I have a large mission. I have a massive purpose beyond even my comprehension at this time. It is bigger than I even know. To be prepared for something like that, you have to go through the fire. Oh, it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's profound. I'm just reflecting on, I'm a being with much stricter boundaries now. It's just like, I just don't need it, and I just don't need it, and I just see through the illusion, like the mask. It's just very clear to me. There's no, like sort of discerning for the soul and the benefits of. It's just like, you are whole, you are complete. I validate the oneness in you and my connection to you. I am you, you are me. However, energetically, you're not coming anywhere near me. The me that is Isabella in this game we're playing, because I just know what is needed more here than I used to know. And it's like all of it happens as it's meant to. I mean, I have no... Everything has gone exactly as it's meant to have gone. I needed every ounce of preparation, and I imagine there's still more, but I also feel very ready to step into something new. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I feel very ready because it's something I have been being prepared for. I think what is on my docket for these coming weeks is rest, and slowing down and being with the body. Now the body is calling my attention, and I can feel that, and I'm just such a air, my chart, I am air, fire, and water. Mostly air and fire. I'm no earth. I have like a Capricorn. It's like a Neptune and Capricorn or something, or Capricorn and Neptune. Like, no. I always fuck it up. It's just like one of the planets that's like far away. So it's not, I don't know. Predominantly, there's no earth in my chart. Okay, so I'm such a mindy thing, and I just like it is like both. It's truly like a strength, and at times it can be like it's just a blind spot for me, because it's like, okay, the body also exists. I'm like, sure, it does. It does. And it's just calling for a little bit of TLC. And I'm hearing that call. I'm answering that call. And I am moving into this next phase of my life with excitement and gratitude, and honestly, like in sheer awe of the magnitude of her being. She's just massive. She's massive and she's endless, and it's like she's bigger than it's like I knew that she was, but it's like it just continues to astound me. I'm just in awe of her being. Okay. I have things to feel, but I move forward with intention and with gratitude, um, rooted in the truth of what I am, and proud of the work that I have conducted that has led me to this point. Okay. Much love. That's my update. I'm signing off.